All right, we are at the Las Vegas Open. It's really large. That's all the 40K and Warma Hordes people. Here's the Dropzone Tournament. Anybody say hi? Yep. And I think there's 12 of us today. And I was drawn on the first round against Hawk Simon. It's a pretty tough draw. We're playing Military Complex. Just be quick here. 5 objectives. If you control an objective at the end of the game, you get 1 point. If you manage to extract it all the way off of your own board edge, you get 2 points. That's pretty much it. Tournament scoring. I'll be back with my army list. All right. Apologies for the slight disorganization here. We were on a tight schedule on tournament rounds, so it's just not as pretty and organized as it normally is. Here's my list. PHR 1,500 points. I have a level 3 commander in an in a Zeus with an Odin and a Neptune. Next battle group, I have 2 men cheats in a Neptune and then a walk-on Phobos. Next battle group, I have 2 Phobos and a Neptune and 2 Helios and a Neptune. Battle group with Immortal Snipers and a Triton, Hades and a Poseidon. And then finally a scout battle group with 2 squads of Valkyries and Tritons and 1 squad of Sirens and a Triton.
Okay, so I've got 2 Zukovs and a Lift Hawk with actually level 2 commander in the Lift Hawk itself, an AA.
I didn't know you could do that. That's
you can indeed. Okay. I then have my level 4 commander in the Alexander with AA on the Lift Hawk. I then have 3 Jacksons, Lift Hawk, which does not have AA on it, so I'll take that off. And it has, there are 2 squads of Resistance Fighters in there, 1 squad of Vets. Then we have 3 gun wagons, 2 battle buses in a Kraken with 1 squad of Fighters, 1 squad of Vets. And then a sort of a pile of rocket technicals in a Leviathan with AA.
And you're playing Allied?
Playing Allied, yeah.
Cool. Start of turn 1, I won the roll-off. I made Simon go first, and nobody played any cards.
Okay, so I just brought on the 24 rocket technicals in the Leviathan, straight up the middle of the board.
Alright, activated my armored battle group, moved my Phobos onto here. My Helios are behind this building. Disembarked.
So I simply brought on the gun wagons over this side of the board. Give me some AA coverage.
Alright, I activated my command group, I brought them on here, disembarked them, and they're behind that building.
So I just brought on the Alexander, hidden behind the building.
Alright, activated my Immortal Sniper team and put them in the building.
So I brought my fighters and vets on the Kraken, brought them to the building, and put a shot into the camera's back fin building to the damage point.
Alright, activated my heavy group, I brought the Hades on, put it down there, and the Poseidon shot that building and did not roll 6, so no damage.
So I brought on my infantry, 2 squads of fighters and some vets in Jacksons and Lift Hawk, hidden behind the middle building.
Activated my armored battle group, the Phobos came on here, nothing better to do, so it shot that building over there, didn't do any damage, and then the Menshits deployed right here behind that building.
So I brought on the Zukovs and took a missile shot, camera's back building, nothing happened.
Alright, I've just activated my scout group, put the 2 Tritons full of Valkyries into this building, and the Sirens are hiding back behind that building. Start of turn 2, Simon won the roll-off, but elected to defer, so I'm going first, and you played...
Allied airstrike on my level 2 commander in the Zukov's Lift Hawk, and underground monorail between the 2 buildings.
Alright, I activated my Hades, and I shot his Leviathan, did 5 damage to it. With the tail cannon, the little miniguns fired, didn't do anything, and nothing was in range of the nanomachines. They moved forward, decided to move forward a bit, and there we go.
So I moved the Lift Hawk over here, the Zukov shuffled a bit to the left. My Allied airstrikes Cameron's Menshits, failed to damage 1 but then doubled out the back one, which is kind of awesome, and pumped some shots into the building and achieved very little.
Alright, I activated my command group, they moved around the corner, the Zeus was out of range but the Odin was in range, I shot the Zukov, rolled a 6, doubled it out, and the Neptune shot that building and did nothing.
So I activated the gun wagons who bravely ran up and hid behind the building.
Alright, activated my anti-aircraft group, Phobos walked up 3 inches, didn't shoot at anything. The Helios moved around the corner here, didn't shoot at anything. The 2 Neptunes shot at the building, didn't damage anything.
So I just drove up the Leviathan with the rocket technicals in and hit it behind the building.
Activated my long-range team, they searched the objective and failed. They went to the window, blew up the Zukov really well. And the Triton just mildly adjusted itself to make it easier to extract the objective.
Okay, so I simply activated my Lift Hawk and my Alexander, Alexander hid behind the building. The lift hawk very ineffectually shot a missile at Cameron's building and did absolutely nothing.
Activated my Mencheat group. I made a mistake here when I moved my Hades forward. I should have moved it to the side to make room for the Mencheat, but messed that up. So I moved the Mencheat behind him. Not really sure if he's going to be in range or not. Its dropship shot that building, did nothing, and then my walk on Phobos moved up 3 inches, and I saved its shots.
So I simply activated my fighters and vets, failed to find the objective. Kraken took a shot at Cameron's back building, achieved absolutely nothing again. These buildings are invincible, and then it moved off to hide itself from the Hades.
Alright, activated my scout group. The Valkyries searched over here. They found the objective. They gave it to the snipers. The Valkyries both jetpacked over to that building. Their Tritons are staying back here. The Sirens moved here. That was out of range of his reaction fire. They disembarked and got into this building, and they're there.
So I basically I moved the vets with their Jackson to this building and in there, and then I moved the lift hawk back to here. Jackson's deployed there, and the fighters went to the building. Missile went to the building again, achieved nothing. Machine guns took killed a sniper.
Start of turn 3. Simon won the roll-off. He decided to go first. What did you play?
I played Underground Monorail to give my guys here an opportunity to run away when I suspect my Jacksons bite it and get obliterated, or the lift hawk dies.
And then another Underground Monorail, right?
Yeah, so yeah, that was done turn 1.
That was
this
turn
one,
1,
this
right,
one is turn 3.
Okay, we'll be back in a
So I basically activated the Leviathan Heavy Hovercraft before it died. It's only got 3 points left remaining. Sorry, 4 left remaining. It AA'd and destroyed the Siren Transport.
Yep.
And then the Million Rocket Technicals rolled annoyingly badly and only did 5 points damage to the Hades.
That was too badly.
4 misses on what? Like 6 misses out of shots. Very sad.
I think it's a pretty good result.
But yeah, it's done some damage. It's hopefully made you think.
Alright, I activated my Immortal Snipers, and I was intending to disembark them. It just had a brain fart for a second, and decided to fire. So I tried to kill his Jacksons, which is not a terrible move. I was trying to, get rid of the way that he can escape. Didn't kill any of them, and now they're still at the windows with the objective.
So, I activated my infantry. The guys here, the fighters, didn't roll a 6. And I forgot to move the APCs and the lift hawk, which is a mistake. I'm just realising now as I'm talking about it. Because the exciting thing that happened, so the vets over here also failed to find the objective. I went to the windows and did the final 3 points of damage to the Hades, killing it off. So although I forgot to move my Jacksons, I kind of feel like it's a fair trade-off.
And in retrospect, I think I moved my Hades forward 4 inches last turn, and that caused a problem with the Mencheat because it couldn't get forward. However, in retrospect, what I really should have done is moved it sideways, because I had plenty of range. He would have had to come farther with his rocket technicals to get to me, and then I would have been just out of range of his occupation bets, and that would have made all the difference. So, it's just a minor thing, but that can be important sometimes. Anyway, activated my Mencheat group, moved over here, flamed the building, killed 3 resistance fighters there, and then minigunned the occupation vets, killed 1 of them. Its transport fired at a technical and missed, and then this walk on Phobos killed a technical.
Yeah. We activated my Krakens, my gun wagons. They came around the corner and obliterated the long reach Triton before they could escape the table.
Yep, and again, just minor things here. This is, I guess, the way you need to do when to try to get really good at this game. I moved the Triton back here to get just a little bit more greedy so I could escape more effectively. I forgot to escape with him this turn. I shot with him instead. That was a mistake. And then I moved the Triton back there. That was also a mistake because that put them in line of sight of the gun wagons. So now it's dead and they're trapped. So, yeah, just a couple more mistakes on my part. Anyway. All right, activated my my anti-aircraft group. Phobos and the Helios all just shot technicals, and I killed 5?
4. 1 was already dead.
1 was already dead, so I killed 5. 4. Yes, that was it.
I activated my Zhukov's lift hawk because they're dead. Kind of a dead activation. Took a missile shot at the building. Achieved nothing again.
Activated my Hades group with the side and shot a technical and missed and backed up.
So I activated my command group. My Alexander shot the building. Did 5 points of damage. Killed a Siren with falling masonry, and the lift hawk managed to miss the building as well.
Activated my command group. They moved up 2 inches and blew up his 2 Jacksons. And their transport went over here and killed a technical.
So basically activated the fighters and vets. They didn't find the objective again, ran through the windows, did some damage to the building, and killed all the all but 1 Siren. So that's kind of a win.
Yeah, my sirens are like really, really hurting now.
Because they've got no transport to escape, and there's one left.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
And yeah, the Kraken fired at the building, and once again, in this game, these buildings are invincible.
Yeah. Not that one, though.
All right, activated my scout group. Found this objective with the Valkyries. They jetpacked back over here.
Again, both rolls you've made in sixes. This is unsporting.
All right, the Tritons had an agonizing decision about where to position them. Ended up choosing that for complicated reasons, which we'll go into. And then this lone siren with no transport decided not to search because screw Simon, and he can go find it himself. And then went to the window with the magnums and blew up a technical with her magnum.
Start of turn 4, Simon won the roll-off again, and nobody played any cards.
So I activated my gun wagons and the Kraken. The Kraken once again shot the building and once again did nothing. These buildings are literally invincible. The gun wagons, one of them got weapon hacked and was forced to shoot his mate. That didn't do anything. The other two blew apart one Triton from the Valkyries.
And then also I tried to drive hack him when he first started his turn, but it was espionaged, unfortunately. Alright, I activated my Immortal Snipers, and they shot the occupation vets who were on the windows over there, killed 4 plus 2, so 6 of them, and they passed their objective to the Valkyries.
So I searched in the building again, once again, failed to find it. Shot the building and rolled one shape charge 6 out of like 14 rolls, and he dodged the falling mason. One thing we just quickly forgot, my occupation vets, the 3 that were left, found the objective, got out the building, passed it to a bus.
That's really it. Alright, so I activated my scout group. The reason for that is I didn't want him to take a big massive technicals and cause a bunch of falling masonry on this building, even though I'd probably be okay. Last turn I was obsessing about these 2 Tritons. Forgot that Valkyries have jetpacks, so forget that, just jetpack over here. So I got my 2 objectives over here, and that's good for them. This Triton went and hid behind the building. It's over there by my stack of cards. And then the Siren went to the window and shot a technical again, hoping to repeat that trick with the Magnum. Unfortunately, couldn't damage it this time.
So what happened is I activated my Alexander, he got in its transport, disappeared, disembarked over here, this side. The lift hook shot the building and achieved nothing.
Activated my min sheet group. Moved 3 inches over this way, shot the miniguns at the windows, did nothing. The Flamer finished off the injured base there, and the Phobos moved up 3 inches, killed a technical, and the dropship here fired and did not kill anything. Alright, activated my command group, they walked up, fired everything at the building, killed 1 guy with fallen masonry, did 2 damage points.
I activated my Zukol's transport. It was kind of my last desperate hope to hope I can kill one of these off. Before I sent my guys in, I didn't, I failed. So, that's it.
Activated my Hades group, activated Poseidon, did 1 damage to that building, no fall.
So, my last activation, I had no choice. I ejected in the bus because the Kraken left the table. And the vets and normal guys charged into the building to fight CQB in turn 5.
Alright, so I had my AA group, Phobos and Helios, just shoot everything at the building, did 2 damage points, and caused 2 falling masonry, killed 3 soldiers total, and that's it.
Alright, we're on the roll for initiative. Simon won again. Do you want to go first this time?
Go first.
You go first? Okay. This is now a CQB, and I played Adaptive Camouflage on my command group.
Cool, so I activated my infantry. If I managed to roll a 4+, I would be able to extract the objective before the end of the game. My underground monorailing.
It's really tricky.
And then
check this out.
Passing it to my commander and his transport. It wouldn't be done this turn. They'd underground monorail this turn. Next turn, get out and pass it. And this guy would be here by that point, and I'd pick it up and go.
See, watch those advanced tactics. I did not see that coming. That was
however,
amazing.
these guys have failed me by failing to roll a 6 with 2 dice, failing to roll a 5 with 2 dice, and now finally failing to roll a 4 with 2 dice. If any one of those had come up, I could have snuck it out and countered Cameron's double 6, but it didn't happen. So it's kind of a foregone conclusion at this point. But we're going to play it out, see what happens.
All right.
Alright, activated my min sheet and finished off the last squad there, the last base, so he's down to 1 squad. Okay, so what we're going to do, there's only a couple actions, we're running out of time, there's a couple actions that'll actually affect the outcome of the game, so we're just going to do what matters and not worry about the kill points too much. Valkyries, fly off the board. There we go.
Yep, 4 points for you.
Okay.
Alright, so...
Well, along with the Valkyries going off, we did the close combat. I caused 18 wounds on Cameron, and he passed every single 2+ roll.
So I killed 1 occupation vet.
Just really sort of like hammering the nail in the coffin at this point.
Right.
And that's it.
All right, so that's the end of the game. We did resolve turn 6. Basically, he didn't find this objective.
On a 3+.
Unbelievably, he still hasn't found that one. And he didn't get this one. He did finally manage to kill my sirens there. And actually, killing those sirens ended up being the difference of him going over me on kill points, so I don't get any bonus points. But he doesn't find the objective because he couldn't search for it. So he got his one objective off, that's 2 points. I got my 2 objectives off over here, that's 4 points. So final score 4-2, and in tournament results, that's 12-8 with no bonus points because he killed more than I did. So yeah, I got a little lucky in that game.
I think really it was your first time you searched found on a 6 there, first time you searched here found on a 6, and that meant that I had no chance of stopping you really.
And then also, you didn't really have any building demolition, and with the buildings spaced the way they were, and the Valkyries, they're really hard to stop. They could just jump off the board and get the objectives off. So that's really powerful.
If you'd taken longer to find it, it would have affected the game more. It's because you found it straight away here. Which meant that was a turn 3 search.
Turn 3, yeah.
So you then go turn 4, turn 5, and turn 6 off the game, off the boards. Where if you found it a turn later, you wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah.
So literally finding it the first time meant that you could mathematically make it off by building hopping. Where without that, you wouldn't be able to get off the table. Which really reduced the
no, that was awfully lucky.
And again, finding it first time with there as well. So.
I felt like
I
got off to a really strong start. I thought I deployed pretty well, and I had a really good shot on your Leviathan there.
Yeah.
The mistake I made was when on the second turn of the Hades, I moved it forward, and that did 2 things. It blocked my men sheet, so my men sheet could not flame his building, and it also brought it in range of the occupation vets. There's no need for me to move forward. He had plenty of range. He should have just moved sideways and made the technicals come to me.
Yeah. As soon as I saw what you'd done, I was like, cool. Okay.
And I would have had a live Hades. I would have been able to nano machine all the technicals, killed a whole bunch of them. That would have been really powerful. So then that was a mistake. I thought I was making mistakes with the Tritons, although once I realized that I could just use the jetpacks, it didn't actually matter that much.
Yeah.
And then
it probably was a slight mistake with the Tritons, but you know. If you hadn't rolled to find it first turn there, it required you to wait till turn 4 to find it.
So, but even if I found it turn 4, I wouldn't have been able to jump 4, because jump the turn I find it on 4.
To 4 to 5. Oh, you're right.
So I would have had one more turn to do it. Anyway, like I learned a lot this game. Like you had so many tricks up your sleeve that
it didn't help me.
I know, but like there's all these little things, just like getting that extra shot off. Moving that extra inch that sets something up, or like setting up a relay with your Alexander back there.
Yeah,
I've never thought to do that.
I would have just done that.
Yeah, you combining the monorail card with the Alexander. That's great. I'm going to use that in the future. That's a really good technique.
Because the Alexander, it could have come around. It probably wouldn't have died, maybe to them, and it might have killed them in return, but it wouldn't have won me the game. I still have lost. Whereas this, if my guys weren't so incompetent and could actually search, actually would have drawn me the game.
And then you probably would have gotten one more point. Yeah.
Depending on what happened elsewhere. Because if that comes off, it's in 4-4. Whereas...
And then we would have had to really resolve all the kill points and not kind of skip through the last few activations. Anyway, good match. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Get some lunch.
Yes.